At the end of this video, you're gonna see both of our favorite innovations ever. What are the top 14 Jewish innovations of the 21st century? We're gonna break it down. I'm Yaakov Langer. You might know me from Yid with Song, Interview Podcast, L'chaim, and
I'm Binyomin Swerdlik.
Yeah. So today, Binyomin and I are going to break down what we think are the best Jewish innovations. We said inventions, and we're like, okay, that's a whole different episode of this.
Sure. A Jewish innovation is something today you can't imagine living without, and really goes a long way to help your everyday or every Shabbos or Yontif needs.
There are tools that help you as a Jew that maybe Moshe Rabbeinu did not have.
Moshe Rabbeinu probably didn't have a bunch of these on the list.
Right.
Safe to say.
Right.
But I'm really excited that we have them in our 21st century everyday living.
Throughout the video, we're also going to be reading our favorite tweets from AIM Humor that really paints a really nice picture of why these innovations are incredible. Let's just dive right into it. The first invention that I want to talk about is, you don't really think of it as an invention, but it's a tefillin rubber. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's that little rubber piece that goes on your shel yad that enables your tefillin top that you used to have to not fall off. You could ditch that tefillin top, you get that rubber, halachically mutter, I asked, and now all of a sudden, you don't have to worry about your corners getting scratched.
Yeah, I think I remember it was like 2 years ago, Yaakov, you came over to me, and I think you actually kept seeing my shel yad cover fall to the ground multiple times, and I had that. It was horrible. And then he said, here's the kisui yad. And I said, what is this? And whatever, it's a few years later.
It's a little embarrassing. Anytime someone's shel yad cover falls off, I go to them and say, hi, I have a good invention for you. And they're like, do you work for them? I'm like, no, I actually don't, but it really changed my life.
The next Jewish innovation is the Shabbos oven. We all probably have it.
I have Shabbos, I have an oven.
Yeah, just get the Shabbos oven.
Shabbos oven.
So what is the Shabbos oven, first of all? So maybe some of you don't have it. You push a button before Shabbos, and it goes into Shabbos mode, okay? What does that do? Well, the first time you ever turned on your oven for a Yontif and didn't put it on Shabbos mode, you would realize why you need it. Standard practice in ovens is that it goes off after 12 hours. And, you know, people don't want wasting gas, electricity, so it has an auto shut off. The Shabbos mode will make it so, let's say it's a 3-day Yontif, your oven won't turn off on the second day of Shavuos when you're about to put in your cheesecake. Another amazing thing about the Shabbos oven is that it disables the lights and the fans. Also, on Yontif, it allows you to increase or decrease the temperature as you wish. Very cool. I personally love Shabbos mode because challahs taste so good from the oven. I don't know if you put it on the hot plate, it burns it dries it out. A Friday night challah out of the oven, nothing better.
What's funny that I saw on Twitter, a non-Jew discovered Shabbos mode, and they're like, what in the world is this? And like all the non-Jews are like, what is this? And all the like religious Jews like, of course, it's the Shabbos mode for the Shabbos oven.
Tried to put my oven on Shabbos mode, instead took a screenshot of the time.
The next one up is something that kind of looks ridiculous, but totally keeps you nice and dry. It's the, let's say it together,
Shayne Coat.
We look crazy. This is one of the problems about the Shayne Coat. Huge hood. So if you have a Strymel, that's great. But if you have a small hat because you're a cool guy, you run into this problem.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I deal with it. Sometimes I like to see on Shabbos, but if it's raining, I don't need to see.
It's also great for Shmiras Tanaim. Mind you, this is the first time me wearing a Shayne Coat on a Wednesday night ever in my life. Shayne Coats were originally made fun of a lot by people because they kind of look ridiculous, but they're, especially in the summer, they're lightweight. You can put them over your winter coat during the winter. Very practical. They're made for Hasidim, made for people that are Litvish, have hats, and have reflectors. I have a blue one. I don't know why they don't make more funky colors.
Yeah, I think mine, you roll up the sleeve, and you got a reflector right in here. Great for Muncie crowd, too.
I don't have that.
Oh, yeah. I think 2.0.
I think we should continue the entire video of us wearing this.
Absolutely. So what I love about the Shayne Coat is that, yes, it keeps you dry, keeps you not too hot. I used to have those traditional trench coats You had those also when you were younger. It's very thick, and it also didn't go all the way to the floor. The Shayne Coat literally sits about 2 inches from the floor, so that even your pants all the way to the bottom doesn't get wet.
And also, I like that you could take it and crumple it up, and it goes in a little pouch.
Yeah.
Shayne pouch. I think the reason they created this is because you can't really use an umbrella on Shabbos, so they figured, let's make you an umbrella. Only on Chol Hamoed will you see the guy in line for the log flume with a suit, tie, hat, and a Shayne Coat. Everyone's got a Shayne Coat in their house that doesn't belong to them.
Mine doesn't belong to me.
Really?
Yeah, actually.
Who owns it?
On Yom Kippur, I was the last person in shul.
On Yom Kippur?
Yeah, I felt a little bad, but I also had 2 broken elbows at the time. And it was
that's
pouring.
for another video. He really did.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, but it was an extra large, and that's the one I had on today. If you have mine and it says my phone number in your coat, give me a call.
Binyomin, you know what I hate?
What do you hate, Yaakov?
I hate this. When your yarmulke falls off, when you just want to dance and it flies off.
Yeah, kind of nothing worse than that. Well, good thing they invented the Kippah Clips. You know what I love? It stayed on.
We're in an office where people could see in. I wish people are watching us now. Definitely people who are becoming more observant, who don't really know how to balance their yarmulke as well as people who have been doing it for many years.
Yeah, it's so funny you
very
bring that
helpful.
up. Actually, now it's like something innate. We know when a wind comes from this direction, you lift your head a little slightly up this way. But with the Kippah Clips, it does it all for you.
Personally, I don't like the Kippah Clips. They hurt me. Emotionally. They're like, Yaakov, you stink. I'm like, come on, Kippah Clips. No, they hurt my hair, so I don't like wearing them.
Yeah, my son did complain once that a boy pulled off his yarmulke while they were playing. So definitely a drawback about the Kippah Clip is that it might yank some hair out, but it keeps it on. Yarmulke, dish towel, oven mitt.
I always thought that undershirt tzitzis was usser. And you ask your local posek, I was told that the net tzitzis is not kosher, according to Rabbi Sharki Kalis. But either way, the undershirt tzitzis is really brilliant because
It's a 2-in-1. I mean, who doesn't love 2-in-1? 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner.
right?
2-in-1.
That's only like 2-in-1. It's the undershirt tzitzis and shampoo.
Conditioner. There's so many 2-in-1s. I'm a big 2-in-1 guy, but now I can't even think of another. So the undershirt tzitzis is an undershirt and a tzitzis in one.
I like how you explained it. You're like, it's literally undershirt and tzitzis.
And for those who don't know what tzitzis are, they are fringes at the corner.
I think we're good with that. Someone watching this don't know what tzitzis.
If you got to this number by now. There was nothing more exciting about going to my friend for a Shabbos when I was a kid. Friday night for Kiddush, everyone gets a cup of Kiddush.
How is that done? With the awesome innovation of the Kiddush fountain.
Tati makes Kiddush from the big kais. Then, when he's finished, he pours it into the fountain. And it goes down some little streams into a bunch of little cups. How many cups have you seen?
8? I don't know.
8. I've one time seen a 16-cup
Really?
Kiddush fountain. Yep.
That's Gevir culture right there.
Yeah, there were a lot of kids in the family.
Interesting. Was it by Rabbi Hanoch Teller's house?
But one of them was actually missing, and they didn't realize when they started to pour.
That's one of the negatives of it. And also, I always get like a half a cup.
You also want to make sure it's not tilted. Otherwise...
Rookie move.
Yeah. Some will definitely get more than others.
Even when it's just my wife and I by the meal, we still pour it into the Kiddush fountain, and we go around drinking tons of little
I've seen it.
grape juices. Ladies, don't you hate it when you're wearing a sheitel and it pulls out your hair? I wish there was an invention to help that.
Enter the Wig Grip. It's this nice, really soft piece of material.
That is very soft.
Yeah. And you place it like so over your head.
Again, I hope someone's watching this. Well, hopefully people are watching this.
Yeah, you have like at least 20 viewers, right?
Yeah.
Put it like such, and then you take your wig. Oh, I left my wig at home. You take your wig, put it over. No need to clip anything in. This is super comfortable, and it stays, your shaitel will stay on your head the entire day.
Also, if you're late to a basketball game and you're like, oh no, I don't have my stuff, you can wear it, catches the sweat.
It does. It's a 2-in-1.
It's 2-in-1, yeah. Here's the other example. My wife and I are consistently fighting over my yarmulke heads. She claims they're for shaitels. This invention actually really changed the shop. We're talking about the kosher lamps.
And they come in different shapes and sizes.
Yes. It used to be the original version was like the tall one with like a skinny crack.
First a really skinny one.
Yeah.
Then they got the wide version.
Yeah.
I have a few of those at
I think
home.
this is the travel version that people are saying.
Oh, yeah. Wow, it's nice and bright.
Yeah. Very bright and great.
Boom. And now it's actually completely dark. Like, you don't see any light coming out of this. Because I know some very particular sleepers who, if there was even a little light, you wouldn't go.
We want to mention as well from different innovators, but in the same category, the Shabbos.
The Shabbos.
Which you could transform any lamp into a Shabbos kosher lamp.
Yeah, how does that work, actually?
You don't have a Shabbos?
No.
Great gift, by the way, for people. It's essentially a very expensive light bulb, which is well worth every penny, that has a little filter around it, and you could switch the filter that covers it or not.
So it's good for like a lamp? Like already an existing, if you have like a decorative lamp.
Exactly.
In like your
you
living
turn
room.
any non-kosher lamp, I guess, into a kosher
they
lamp
have-
with a Shabbos.
So you could turn Gaish lamps into kosher lamps?
Yeah, it could be Megayer then.
Wow.
With kosher lamps, our kids will never know what it is like to sit in the hallway near the bathroom Friday night trying to read Hardy Boys.
Is it really a kosher lamp if it's not cracked or broken in some way or another?
Okay, next up is the hat box. We've come a long way with the hat box. It used to be that big, large square that took up the entire airplane compartment. And then there was this in like very hard, and now they got a little softer.
Oh, I had the hard case one.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I also have this soft case.
Yeah, so if you don't wear a hat, you're like, why is this cool? But I've been stopped by a lot of non-Jews who wear hats, and they're like, where did you get that from?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I once let my wife use this also.
For what?
She had this hat that she wanted to bring on vacation, and she didn't want to get the brim ruined. So it's a multi-purpose. You know,
Binyomin wore his hat, his Shabbos hat, on the airplane and throughout, so that's why he didn't need to use it.
Right. Because, of course, I brought my black hat to Cancun.
Next up, we have something that's been around for a while. I think they keep on innovating and making it better, but it's definitely something that's helped a lot of people. Hot plates. A lot of people don't like using a blech or something like a metal sheet to cover
Right, you
the
don't want
oven.
to have exposed fire on your stovetop, so the hot plate is great where it's insulated. There's no fire shown. Obviously, it's very hot, and you got to make sure you keep it away.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
It's also very plate.
It's platey.
Yeah, it's not as platey as hottie.
I like to use it to warm up my food on Shabbos morning because you can't use an oven on Shabbos morning, unfortunately.
Even in Shabbos mode.
That is correct. Some actually don't know that. People think if it's in Shabbos mode, I could just put food in the oven on Shabbos.
We're Poiskin, by the way. So I live in a building, and there's 2 elevators in it. One of them does not have Shabbos mode, and the other one does have Shabbos mode. I'm on the 4th floor. I happen to not really need to use it, but my friend on the 8th floor, it's a game changer for his Shabbos.
Especially if you have elderly people or kids in strollers.
Carriages.
Bringing that into the elevator, the Shabbos mode, bringing them straight up to that 8th floor, very helpful. Actually, I was in the Dead Sea once for a Shabbos, and they ended up putting us on the 10th floor. Going up and down to the dining room was almost impossible after the second time. Thankfully, to the Shabbos elevator, we did not have to take a Shabbos shower.
Just a halachic tidbit, not all Shabbos elevators are considered kosher, so ask your local posek about your Shabbos elevator, because there's different mechanisms, and I don't want to get into that.
Oh, what are the different mechanisms, Yaakov?
So you have the axle rod. Ever wanting to go away for Chol Hamoed, it's Sukkot, and you say, I want to bring my bologna sandwich, but I don't have a sukkah in Six Flags.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time, and I'm like, Hashem, make it rain. Honestly, and I feel bad. I want to eat in the sukkah on Sukkot. I mean, it's a huge mitzvah to eat in the sukkah. But if I'm in a Six Flags and I don't have a sukkah, how can I eat my sandwich?
Introducing the pop-up sukkah. Exactly how you think it.
Like a 2 foot by 2 foot, literally like Dalet Amos, Zayin al Zayin, or Dalet al Dalet, you know? Machlekes Rav and Abai.
Really?
No. Maybe.
Thank you, Pop-Up Sukkah, for allowing us to go on the King Ka and then come out and eat a nice...
Yeah, you don't want to eat it before King Ka.
True.
So this one might bring back a lot of memories when you were in 5th grade and it was recess time and you wanted to play a game with your friends.
I never met a non-Jew who knew what kugelach was. And like maybe marbles is the closest thing. I don't even know how to play marbles. But kugelach, I know you're thinking like, come on, like we're like comparing a Shabbos Elevator to kugelach.
But you know what? Entertainment when you're a kid is very important for your development.
And great finger and knuckles development
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, hand-eye coordination. And this is definitely up there on top Jewish innovations. Kugelach.
Kugelach was actually invented in 1649 by Avrami Kugelach-Stein. That's not true. His name was Shlomi Kugelach-Stein.
Are you related to him?
This is a great uncle.
While you can put your kugel on the hot plate, don't put your kugelach. No, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably cut that out. So this one kind of seems obvious. The Stender, which in English, podium? I'm not even sure if there is an actual word for it, because it's different than a podium.
Lectern?
Is it?
Yeah, there's a word for it.
Oh, okay. There's a word for it. But there's so many types of Stenders. The ones that just, stand up. The ones that are tabletop, which I know is Binyomin's favorite. It's a lot easier to learn these days when you have a good Stender or to daven.
It brings your tefillas to you so that you can bring them to Hashem.
I think we should trademark that.
There are so many types of Stenders. You have the standing, you have the tabletop, and even within tabletop, there's so many collapsible ones. It's so easy, it's portable. I don't always use a Stender, but on Rosh Hashanah, I love to bring, I'm gonna be in shul all the time, I love to bring that and stand it. You could like sit with it, stand up with it, and really helpful.
Sleep on it.
You could see, yes, honestly, yes, you could take a nice nap on a Stender. Nobody. Young Israel. The back of your seat is a waist-high Stender for the guy behind you. Your seat is a long bench nailed to the floor, and you will have no space for 3 steps back.
This brings us to our favorite one. And to be honest,
Love
when
it.
Binyomin and I were making this list, I did not know of this invention, but instantly became my favorite one because this is going to change my Shabbos.
Yeah, it's changed my Shabbos, actually my Erev Shabbos too. So, what is it? It's the Shabbos keeper for your fridge.
Don't you hate when you open your fridge on Shabbos and you're like, oh no, the light's there, and you like pick your hands up and like the door slowly closes and you're like, okay, I'm not eating for Shabbos. That's so hard and annoying.
Yeah, and I think the solution until this has been, you unscrew the light bulb from your fridge.
It's the dark ages in my fridge.
Yeah, that's
And
what I've
through the
been
whole
doing.
week because I don't put it back in and out.
No one puts it back in.
No one.
What else do? You might tape it, but then you're not going to undo the tape because on the next Erev Shabbos, you're not finding new tape. So it ends up staying taped. Some people have to put magnets on their fridge to deactivate the lights. Enter the Shabbos keeper.
So what exactly does it do?
Some of the things that you can't do on Shabbos, like fill up your water using the water dispenser, the ice maker, it disables that from before Shabbos. How does it know that it's Shabbos? So based on your input of that, you already put in the date and where your location is, it knows when Shabbos starts and it knows when Shabbos ends.
So during the week, it's bright.
Oh yeah,
90 minutes before Shabbos, it
automatically dims the lights always, whether or not the fridge is open or closed.
So the entire Shabbos, it's on this mode where the lights are on dim, so it doesn't waste too much energy.
Yeah.
And whether you open or close the fridge, the light's going to be on.
And now I could see my food. I'm not living in the dark ages anymore.
I feel like the Tzedukim would hate this one.
Tzedukim hate this technology.
Oh, that's good clickbait.
You set it and forget it. For the next 30 years, you will not have to unscrew any light bulbs. You will not have to put any tape on your fridge. So how does it work? Honestly, it's about the size of a phone. You plug it into the fridge right when you buy your fridge, and literally it'll ask you 3 questions: the date, the time, and your location. So many cities are in there, so it's those 3 questions. It's plugged into the back of the fridge. You don't even see it. And for the next 30 years, every Shabbos, every Yantiv, it knows when it's Shabbos. It knows when it's a 2-day Yantiv, a 3-day Yantiv, because it's all set in the calendar. And your lights will always go off 90 minutes before Shabbos to a dimmed level, and then after Shabbos return back to their full regular brightness.
The one downside, though, is...
Right now, it only exists within the GE lineup of fridges.
Which there's many GE great fridges.
Yeah, there are great fridges, and I personally have one at home, and I love it. Instead of having to go and set the fridge before Shabbos.
Or be Michal Shabbos.
Right. I get to call my Bubby and Zadie.
That's
Gives
great.
me extra time.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the Living L'Chaim YouTube channel.
Share with your friends, share with your family. In the comments below, let us know which ones are your favorite innovations, or maybe we forgot one that is so important that we should have put on this list.
Of course, the muksa ovens.
Yeah, the muksa ovens or the
I should trademark that.
the Amir La'akum Amazon Alexa.
True.
That's great.